What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Spider-Man Far From Home ending scene and post-credit scenes and how this is going to play out and how Spider-Man 3 is now my most anticipated movie. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any videos. So early this week on Thursday, Sony UK Pictures invited me to watch the movie early, which I'm very much appreciative of. So that is all due to you guys who watch my videos, follow me on Instagram, and generally keep up to date with what I'm doing. I wouldn't get these opportunities to go see Sony, DC, Marvel-based movies without the support from you guys. So that is absolutely fantastic. So I did put a poll up earlier asking if people wanted it because I wanted to wait till the movie actually came out before I posted this. But the issue is there's a lot of people doing post-credit scene videos who actually haven't even watched the movie. You really need to watch the movie to give the context of how damn awesome these post-credit scenes are. And also we're going to go over the deleted post-credit scene that I have had confirmed by an insider, but for some reason it has been delayed. So if you haven't watched this movie, careful for spoilers. But to be honest, it's pretty sad, guys. The end credit scenes are online already. But the problem with watching these end credit scenes and explaining them and like listening to what happens and stuff and reading stuff online is if you haven't physically watched the movie, then you would leave thinking the post credit scene is what actually happened. So at the end of the movie, after Mysterio is unmasked to be the villain, everything's illusion. He's creating all these elementals essentially with drones. Essentially Mysterio wants to be the next Iron Man. But what happens in the mid-credit scene, which is the big one that everyone is talking about, isn't really what happens in the movie. So Spider-Man does not kill Mysterio, but this alleged footage makes you think that he did. So it's interesting. So what happens is MJ gets to ride Peter Parker, swings for the first time, which is reminiscent to the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movie when the Kirsten Dunst version and Tobey Maguire version that went swinging through New York, which is fantastic. This is something that's improved over time because when Spider-Man first started to swing, it didn't look very good, but it is starting to look better. The more they do it, the more the team gets used to using this kind of techniques on how to display swinging through New York. So what has happened is they stopped bang in the middle of New York. Yes, these images did leak months and months ago, and a news bulletin comes on. So they're right in front of Madison Square Garden, I believe it is. And what happens next is so freaking awesome. In the screening the whole crowd went insane. The Daily Bugle has an exclusive interview and exclusive footage which exposes himself, exposes Spider. So from the Daily Bugle, none other than JJJ, played by J.K. Simmons from the Daily Bugle, the same actor that played JJJ in Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one. He is back. And essentially, Spider-Man Peter Parker gets blamed for the destruction of everything in London. Now, this is fantastic. They get footage that is fake, really. Mysterio said that Spider-Man is trying to be the next Iron Man. He doesn't want Mysterio to be the next Iron Man. And it is pretty damn insane because the footage makes it look like Spider-Man killed Mysterio, which is not true. And then, of course, Mysterio goes, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Peter is left shocked. He's like, oh shit. And MJ is just looking there like, what the? So this is very, very interesting, guys, because you remember how Homecoming ended? It ended with Aunt May finding out who Spider-Man really is. So this leads us into a very positive, a very good Spider-Man 3, because you walk out, Spider-Man's been exposed to being Peter Parker. He's always tried to hide his identity. Now he's going to try and have to mislead everyone. You know, the classical case of denying he is who everyone thinks he is. He didn't kill anyone. He's not behind everything, which is insane. And then we had the actual post-credit scene, which essentially we seen coming because in the trailer it says, don't invoke a name. When Spider-Man said to Nick Fury, don't invoke a name, meaning Captain Marvel. So essentially, the Skrulls are in the movie. Nick Fury and Maria Hill are not in the movie, essentially. It is really Talos and his wife have been dubbing it the whole time. It really makes sense because this version of Nick Fury seemed a bit sketchy, didn't really know what to do. Of course, he couldn't contact the Avengers because Talos and his wife does not know the Avengers. So they're on a mission in space. We get to see the Skrull ship, etc. He's on a holiday. It looks like he's on a holiday, a vacation. He's on some mission with the Skrulls, which is pretty darn awesome. So that's actually how the post-credit scenes play out. But like I said, guys, you have to watch the movie yourself, or else the ending scene doesn't make sense, because if you read it, you think, oh, Spider-Man really did kill Mysterio, when that actually is not the case. So like we said, guys, some of the trailer scenes were taken out and will be added into the extended Blu-ray version. So I've spoke to a bunch of insiders, and this is what's going to happen in Phase 4, or is the current plan. But I believe it's something to do with the new Spider-Man MCU deal not being done yet. So essentially, there was supposed to be a Sinister Six, a Norman Osborn teaser. We were supposed to find out who bought the Avengers Tower. So there was supposed to be a mid-credit scene in a dark room was supposed to happen with chilling and villain-based music. A defeated and sad-looking Mysterio looks out the window from a skyscraper at nighttime. The view is the shot is within the building looking outwards, so you can't see the building itself. A voice is heard in the background which sounds Russian, which says something like, he beat us once, but soon he's going to pay. Mysterio turns around and the voice is revealed to be Chameleon in his costume. Mysterio then says, Dimitri, thanks for having our back out there. So Dimitri works with Nick Fury in this movie, although we don't actually ever see Dimitri as Chameleon in this movie. Chameleon replies, don't worry, there are many others. Right then, the music gets darker while the Vulture, similar outfit to Homecoming, few modifications. Scorpion, similar outfit. Shocker, it looks like the red and yellow suit from the comics, and a businessman in a business suit walks in from another room. The businessman gathers the villains and says, I have a proposal for you. The camera pans out to the outside of the building, which is the old Avengers Tower and Stark Tower, and it is now the Oscorp building in a large green font, the exact same position where the Stark logo was. The scene is only 45 to 50 seconds long. Now, I don't know why they cut this, because in the movie Mysterio dies, but in this end credit scene, it makes you believe that Mysterio didn't die. Now, I'm not really sure why this was cut, and I was really frustrated after watching it, because I was told they cut the Oscorp scene, which really annoyed me. But to be fair, guys, the end credit scenes were fantastic. I'm presuming this is going to be kept for Comic-Con, but then again, is it? Because Sony's not at Comic-Con, they've pulled out of it. So would Marvel reveal stuff at Comic-Con for Spider-Man 3? Not really sure, but it is very interesting how they've cut this. As we know, it's been rumored for a long time that the Sinister Six, you know, with the casting for the Benefactor, that sounds exactly like an older version of Norman Osborn. Now, if they are going to do the Green Goblin storyline, I really hope they nail it. But there are rumors going around that there is going to be a Sinister Six movie in Phase 4. So I presume they want to do it right. They don't want to rush anything. That's one thing we give Kevin Feige major props for on this channel. He does not rush things. He's not talking about the X-Men. He's not talking about this fake rumor about a Fantastic Four movie in 2022. He's not really talking about anything. He hasn't even clarified if and how or when Black Widow movie is ever going to come, even though we know they are currently shooting it in Budapest. We know that Black Widow obviously is driving a 2017 car, which means it might not be as prequel as most people are implying. So I can't wait for the future of Spider-Man. I would go as far to say Spider-Man Far From Home is more entertaining than Infinity War and EndGame from a storytelling point of view, not from a fight telling point of view, not from a fan point of view, because Endgame, Infinity War, the battles were insane. But from a strictly story-driven point of view, Far From Home is one of my favorite MCU movies ever. Now, I'm not going to say it's my best Spider-Man movie ever, as I'm going to be watching it again on Tuesday, and then I'll be able to tell you there is lots of Easter eggs in this movie. So like I said, guys, I never even planned to actually post this early before the movie came out, but I've had so many requests to go over it in depth, because like I said, guys, you can read whatever happened in the post-credit scene, but if you haven't watched the movie, then you're thinking, oh my God, Spider-Man killed Mysterio, when realistically he didn't. He's being framed, and of course JJJ is trying to frame Spider-Man, and it did give me reminiscent vibes of Spider-Man PS4 game, which is one of the greatest video games ever. It is such a cool video game. So obviously J. Jonah Jameson, so cool. They got the same actor. It's a bit of a shame that his hair looks kind of different, but it was cool. So he was at the world premiere in LA. So a lot of people said, oh my God, confirmed he's in it. Yeah, he was in it. I know you can't attend the world premiere in LA without being noticed. So that is actually what factually happens. So hopefully I've not ruined this for anyone, but I did give major spoiler warnings before we spoke about it. So like always, guys, let's talk down below. If you haven't watched my review yet, I will tag it at the end of this video and somewhere through it. So please go and watch that. It is a FaceTime video with the Sony camera. I'm trying to do more videos like that so you guys can see me, because as much as I like doing audio videos, I really want to become a real YouTuber who actually makes videos rather than just audio only videos. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe and comment. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and when we do, I will be giving away a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X or a PS5 or an Xbox Sapphire if it takes that long to get to that 100,000 mark. Anyway, guys, I will catch you in the next video very soon. Catch ya later.